Okay, this is instructions for the chemical formulas worksheet from Wednesday, January 19th, for the folks that missed that. It's my first time trying to do a screencast kind of thing, so we'll see how this goes. So here's the worksheet, and this is what you needed instructions for. Now, the first part you can probably do on your own, pretty straightforward. All you're doing is looking at these chemical formulas here, and you're going to write down how many of each type of atom is in the formula. So I did the example of water here, H2O. What H2O means is that there are two, that's that little two, hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. Now, some of these you might not know what the chemical is. You might not know what Br is. That's one that got people. This is one that has two letters in its name. And some people were looking at, well, what's B and what's lowercase r? No, Br is one thing. All chemical symbols start with a capital letter. So the way to find this information, if you go over to the home page for the class, and you go to this right here that says class resources, and it's got like bookshelves. You click on that, and here's the periodic table. And then you can find Br. It might take you a little while to find some of these, but Br is right here. It's called bromine. Now, the next part gets a little bit trickier. Let's go back to the chemical formulas worksheet. Okay, you can read this for yourself, but elephants, yes. Elements form molecules by a specific set of rules. Each element will gain or lose a very specific number of electrons. When they combine to form a molecule, the number of electrons lost by one element will be gained by the other. For example, oxygen will always gain 2 electrons. So to make a molecule with oxygen, the other element needs to lose 2 electrons. Magnesium in group 2 on the periodic table will lose 2 electrons. The formula for magnesium oxide will be MgO. Sodium is in group 1, so it will only lose 1 electron. Therefore, to make a molecule with oxygen, there will need to be 2 sodium atoms. The formula for sodium oxide is Na2O. Sodium is Na. One that, without me there, might be potassium, was throwing a lot of people off. Let me go to the periodic table again. Potassium is K. If you go over here to P, you're going to get phosphorus, K. But as for how many electrons they gain and lose, this is, I'm going to put this on here, and hopefully this can clear this up. Click the annotate, and we'll do text boxes. Group 1 will always lose 1 electron, so it will end up as a +1. Over here, group 2, yeah, you'll notice these numbers have something to do with things. We'll always end up losing 2 electrons. It will be +2. Now we're going to skip all these light blue ones here. Don't worry about those. Don't even worry about those in high school. We barely talk about them. Really not till you get upper division college, because they're weird. I mean, like titanium, it can be +2. It can be it can be +4. It can be +8. Could be either. So we're going to skip all those, and we're going to head over here to group 13 or 3A on other periodic tables. These will be +3. Now, carbon is kind of a special case. It can be +4 or -4. It's right in the middle. You can notice 4 is right in the middle because everything is trying to get to over here, group 18 or group 8A. Everything's trying to get there, which is a full outside layer of electrons. But we're not quite going there this year. But Group 15. We're going in the opposite direction now. These are going to be -3. Then over here, starting with oxygen, I already told you oxygen's always going to gain 2 electrons, so oxygen will always be a -2. Now that's going to be the biggest tricky part of this. When they lose electrons, they become positive. When they gain electrons, they become negative because electrons have a negative charge. That's going to be a little goofy, but it just is. You'll get used to it. I promise. Then over here, the halogens, these will always be -1. And that's really all you got to worry about. +1s, +2s, +3s, -3, -2, -1. That's all you need for this particular assignment. So if we go back over here, gotta leave annotate, won't let me switch tabs. There we go. So potassium oxide. Okay, well, I'll do my sodium oxide. I'll do that out with the periodic table. So go back to annotate. Oh, it doesn't like that, gives me that up there, but that's okay. Okay, so sodium. No, I can't do it that way. Like I said, it's first time doing this. So sodium, right there, Na. That's in the +1 column. Oxygen in the -2 column. And it's simple, they just have to add to 0. So we're going to need 2 1s to equal 2. That's all there is to it, and that's why it is Na2O. Magnesium, which is actually Mg, that one helps, is in the +2 column. Oxygen in the -2 column. 1 magnesium, 2 equals 2. So it's just MgO. So that's what these are. So some of these, pretty straight up. Nitride just means you're talking about nitrogen. When you're talking these side, the negative ones, you change the name from oxygen to oxide, from nitrogen to nitride, from chlorine to chloride. That's just a naming convention. Don't let that trip you up any. Then the last 3. And you get bonus points on this. Okay. Molecules aren't just letters and numbers. They're real things. Molecules are real. They have a size, they have a shape, they exist in a 3-dimensional space. We're going to look at them in 2D. I slid in a 3D one anyways, just because I'm me. But in 10th grade, you're going to need to know them in 3D. So here's some real molecules. And all you got to do is come up with the formula again. You're going to come up with a formula like this for these. Here I gave you the formula. You're coming up with these same formulas for these and for these. Then the bonus points. You get 2 bonus points if you can name all 3. I'm not giving you a free bonus point because one of them is too easy. But the other 2, and the hint is they are all in your house right now. All of them. Every single one of them are inside your house right now. But once again, you're going to come up with the formula for this, which you probably can do in your head right now. And then this one and this one. So that's the instructions. Good luck. Hopefully I can get this posted to you.